I think Guardiola's quotes on Grealish, which I'm sure we'll talk about, are incredibly brutal, if I'm being honest. I think they're very telling right now. And Guardiola essentially said after the game, and I'm just paraphrasing here because I can't remember the exact quotes, but Guardiola said, basically said that Semedo's in the team right now because he's the best option and he deserves to be there. And given that he's saying that after a couple of performances on the left, I don't see that changing. I think he's going to stay there for a while.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Grealish now. Then you've just mentioned him there. He's someone that's struggled to make the desired impact now for City this season. He's looked good at times in spells of matches, but and Guardiola said, he's said that Grealish is not solely judged on goals and assists. It's how he performs in games. But the fact that he's gone through 2024 without scoring a single goal, it's 32 games, no goals, only three assists. That must be viewed as a disappointment for both the player and the club. This is a £100 million player who ultimately hasn't delivered in the final third. So, many will say that Grealish is a bit of a crossroads now. He's 29 years old,
Yeah.
someone that should be in his prime now. He's got a contract at City until June 2027. I think at the end of last year, he was linked with a few Premier League clubs, one of those being Tottenham. What do you think the future holds for Grealish? Do you think he still has a future at City, or do you think maybe a move in the summer could be on the cards?
I'm going to be brutally honest. I think the quotes from Guardiola read really, really negatively towards Jack Grealish. These aren't what you'd expect to hear from a guy who's, as you said, he's 29. He's one of the highest paid players in Premier League football on minimum £300,000 a week. A really good contract there. He's won a lot. He's got a lot of experience. And to me, Guardiola sounds like he's really trying to get him going. I've got the exact quote here. This is Guardiola talking about Grealish. He said, "Prove I'm going to fight with Savinho to deserve to play that position every single day, week, month, and that's it. I fought a lot for him. I fought a lot to be here. Come on, do it again, do it again." And I know he can because I saw him. It's not that I'd never seen a player, Jack or any other. I saw him. I saw your level, and I want that every single training session, every single game. End quote. That to me screams frustration from Guardiola that he feels like Jack Grealish is coasting. It's very obvious that Guardiola is not happy, in my opinion, with the work levels or the commitment or the lack of focus. Look, I don't think it's a coincidence either that Guardiola's come out and said this now. I don't think he would have said it 3 weeks ago when City were in the middle of a losing streak because look, that's fuel on the fire of an already negative, camp. So right now, when City won a couple of games, Guardiola's got every right to come out and say this. It's perfectly timed, and I don't think it's anywhere near as explosive as it would have been once again 3 or 4 weeks ago, where the news would have been, City are imploding, everyone hates each other, blah blah blah. As reaction to this, and it's been a lot calmer for what I can tell so far. Grealish, there's been rumours that his motivation hasn't been quite as good after the treble. He said himself publicly that he felt like he completed football and doesn't really know how to follow that. And I think sometimes people do tell you the truth. They just tell you how they feel, and you can sit there and take it as it's just a little anecdote, or you could take it at face value and trust that Grealish, when he says he doesn't know how to follow it, probably it might just be telling you the truth. Add to the fact that he's a recent dad as well. I think Grealish has got a lot going on in his life, and to me, if you've got Guardiola coming out and saying this and comparing you to a 20-year-old who's just joined the club and essentially questioning your hunger, it doesn't look good. And I really get the feeling right now that Guardiola is frustrated with him. He did fight a lot for him to be there, and he did win a lot with him. But it doesn't matter because it was a long time ago now already. And Jack Grealish has talent, but right now City need hunger. They need goals. They need energy. And I know the goals assist thing has always been used against Jack Grealish. And I do think there is a scenario where it's not always the main focus, and it's understandable. But at the same time, City are desperate for it right now. We're not scoring goals, and the team needs people who are hungry to score goals. It needs that because Foden's not been anywhere near as prolific. The wingers haven't been scoring. So Pep's asking for that hunger and that drive, and he's not seeing it. You're just not going to play. And ultimately, if you're not showing it or you're not proving you've got the fight when City are at their lowest ebb for an awful long time, for minimum a decade, then it doesn't come across well. And I don't think you can hide from that. And I think Pep is frustrated, not because some players have lost a bit of hunger. He's not stupid. He knows it's going to happen. I think he's frustrated because they've lost the hunger now and they're not showing it, even though he needs them. And I think that's the most frustrating thing, the disappointment of like, come on, I need you right now. And you're still, I don't know where you are mentally. So I don't think it reads good at all. People could try and interpret it if they want to a different way. But I think Jack Grealish is very much fighting for his future at Manchester City Football Club. And I think that's the inevitable result of what West City have been, and someone's going to go through that if you've had that much success. Right now, it feels like it's Jack Grealish going for it.